Right now.
Right now.
Right now.
Right now.
Right now.
Because it's time to write now.
Right 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 now.
Because it's time to write now.
Right 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 now.
Because it's time to write now.
I wonder if testing, 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 1, 2. Testing. There we go. Testing, 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 1, 2. All right, and there we go. 4 minutes in to fix the tech. So I'm actually not surprised. In transit, the microphone settings got adjusted while transitioning. So I'm not surprised. Like, you know what? That happens. That happens. What was I saying? I know whenever I start writing or I ever start talking, you guys already know what I'm saying. I knew that you could already put the words into my mouth for me. Well, let me tell you what, for those of you who missed out, or if you're just hopping into the stream, welcome to the Right Now community. We are getting in some writing today. Now, those of you who know, I'm on the road. I am traveling, but that doesn't mean that we can't get in a little bit of writing. That doesn't mean that we can't always get in just a little bit of writing, a little bit of sprinting. You know what? So we're going to go today for one writing sprint. We got to make the most. I know I'm already ahead of you guys on my writing vibe. I got into the plane and I'm like, wow. In between feeling like I was going to die on the plane, I got some great ideas and inspiration up in the clouds. I was like, okay, channel that fear of feeling like you're going to crash and burn here. Channel it into the characters. So that is still the vibe. Courtney Mast, I appreciate you too. Thank you for joining me for just a little bit and helping me through the tech difficulties. I appreciate you guys. Welcome, my friends. I know Drowning, like, oh my God, you shaved your head. I have actually always had my head shaved. I have always had my head shaved, actually. So I want to say that I shaved it about 8 years ago. But yeah, I mean, so these years, my goal is to go the shaved look, but I'm just so busy, and since I shave it myself, it's such a pain. So I kind of get lazy on actually like shaving it. But because it's been a few weeks, like it grows really quickly. But then I just get like the ring look, and I'm like, I forget about it. This is the look that I mean to go for. Welcome to the stream, by the way, Drowning. Glad to have you in here. All right. Glad I was able to fix out all of our tech difficulties. Yeah, I know. You know, I used to be so paranoid about my hair back in the day. I was like early 20s. I would always get so paranoid because it was like really light here. I feel like I started going through male pattern, that early like balding, like really, really early. Not like anything major, but it's just like lighter. And I got so annoyed of it. And one of my friends who was always who had already pulled off the bald look, they're like, you should try it out. I mean, you can always grow your hair back if you don't like it. So I tried it. Best decision I ever made. Absolutely best decision. I've always loved it. And then it really made the beard stand out. So I knew that was the look for me. Helps me pull off the distinguished rider look. But without the beard, I definitely have that baby look. I do. So it's like a 50-50 mix on whether I have go bald or a hat on. But that's also so important. So I'm actually going to throw this question back to you guys because this question's been on my mind. How do you decide what type of character, or how do you decide how you want your characters to look? You guys know me. I'm at a point in my story where Scarecrow is currently a prisoner. He's a captive and being taken with Gore, the grizzly bear, as they're being taken to the Coliseum of the Last, where they're going to be forced to survive or maybe kill off many of the 30 or 40 animals of different species and natures. And as I'm doing all this character development, I ask you, how do you decide what style your character looks like, whether that's your main character, whether that's your supporting? How do you decide what they wear? What's like the right vibe for them? Do they wear glasses? Do they wear clothes? What types of clothes? I know I'm in a fantasy world, so I kind of get to play around on whether or not the animals are clothed or clothless because of the style of the world. But if you're in the real world, if you're writing a romance in the real world, most of your characters probably going to have clothes. They're probably going to have clothes unless you're making your story is going to be a little spicy. So that's the thing that's on my mind today. I would love to hear from you guys. That's going to be my question of the day. I would love to decide, how do you determine what clothes and what your character looks like externally? So on that note, like I said, we're going to do one writing sprint today. So let's get into it. I already have it queued up on my end, but since I only have one screen, I'm only able to show either the writing software or actually because I don't know if it'll let me show myself. I don't know, maybe. We'll see. We'll see if it will let me. It might give me the glitch thing. So I think it's probably only going to let me show the software today. So, but we'll try. And yeah, so let's hop into it. I got 25 minutes for you. Let's make sure, let's try to push ourselves. Let's do it. I would love to hear. I'll join you guys in the chat, and I am all set. So I'm going to start up the clock, and then I'll switch over to the screen since I only have one screen today. So without further ado, I am all ready. I'll come join you in the chat, but whether you are brainstorming, writing, editing, author branding, revising, or maybe you're just procrastinating, come join us because it's time to write now. All right, writing sprint done. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I hope you guys were able to get some solid writing in on that sprint. I hope you were. I was like, man, I'm actually totally vibing. I'm actually at a really good point. I was feeling all right about this last chapter that I had been working on the last couple days, but I think I feel good about it. I'm really interested to see where I take this grizzly bear character, Gore. In the first draft, I feel like there were like bits of his personality that came out after the Coliseum, but I feel like I didn't really make a note to fully explore his character in the Coliseum beforehand. Yeah, so I feel like that. So I feel like I didn't fully explore that beforehand. So like I feel like in this draft, I'm actually able to kind of play around with him because I think I hadn't decided that I wanted to make the grizzly bear a more predominant character until after I'd written the Coliseum arc. He was there, but he was kind of more with all the other characters. So I think now that I've fully introduced him as as more of a predominant figure for Scarecrow, and I think I've really set Gore to kind of be Scarecrow's anchor throughout this, because what we've seen throughout the story is that a lot of the obstacles that Scarecrow deals with, he usually has some type of friend or anchor that's usually helping him out, because he really struggles to defend himself in a world where he's very optimistic in a world that is extremely extremely dark and pessimistic, to say the least. So I hope you were able to get some work done on your end. I feel we were able to get some solid progress in. I know I saw a couple of you hop into the stream, Tiara, ML. So happy to see you guys in here, but today's going to be a shorter stream because I'm on the road, so I'm not able to stick around for another sprint as much as I wish I could, because I'm traveling. So yeah, yes, unfortunately, I'll only be doing the one sprint today. But Courtney, I'm glad you got some progress. That is what's up. That's what's up, my friend. So happy we were both able to make a little progress today. Unwritten, you're like, sorry to rewrite my opening chapter. It got torn to shreds by my writing group last week. Oh no. So now I'm playing with different pacing and tone. Well, Unwritten, I'm so sorry to hear that. Hopefully torn to shreds is a good thing for you. I was like, I don't know if that's good or bad. And then also know, Unwritten, that if you ever want feedback on your writing, we do our story and critique stream. And our next story and critique stream episode will be next Sunday. It'll actually be the first time I've had a critique show. No, not the first, but I want to say it'll be at least like 20 or 30 episodes since I've done a critique stream on a Sunday instead of a Saturday. And that's because next week's crazy for me. So our next the story and critique show stream will be next Sunday. If you want to submit your story, basically I do live readings and live critiques for writers in the community. And all the information is linked down in the YouTube description down below, Unwritten. So I highly recommend you should submit now. The sooner you submit, the more likelihood that I'll be able to get to your story, because a lot of times we have a high volume of submissions for those. So that's usually everyone's favorite stream. So story and critique show is definitely a good one. Courtney, thank you for that. Time to start saving for some Kaufman editor skills. Always happy to help, my friends. Whether you are looking for some coaching to talk through story ideas, what I see that works or that helps out a lot of newer writers, not newer, but writers who are still developing the story, is I see sometimes writers will come to me for like coaching services, or we'll be able to kind of fully talk out a story, kind of develop the ideas, make sure everything makes sense. Because to me, story structuring and outline just comes so naturally to me. Like I love fixing problems with stories. Other times writers have things written and they're like, hey, I don't know what's wrong with it. I know there's problems, but I don't know how to fix the problem myself. I'm able to see that, and you guys see it on the stream so much. I do it literally all the time. So I'm able to help you become a better writer just through a couple of rounds of coaching, whether that's one round of just talking about it or just through editing. So thanks for that shout out, Courtney. I appreciate you. Okay, good, Unwritten. I'm glad that torn to shreds helps. All right, I'm glad that's a good thing. It's like we can only improve by getting feedback from others. So the story and critique stream is a great way if you need free feedback from the community, and then coaching and editing services can all be found on the website. So that's all linked down in the YouTube description. Dang, Courtney, you're making some solid progress, my friend. You're making some solid progress. Woof, man, you're going to have your book published in no time, my friend. Yeah, and Mass, so that's actually a really, really great call out. Mass Toaster said, the Faded Fantasy deadline is coming up soon. Time to get started if you have not and you want to enter. Yeah, so our Faded Fantasy competition is right around the corner. I was like, I think I can, I'll pull up the webpage really fast because I'm very proud of how the webpage came out. So anybody who is not signed up for the Faded Fantasy competition should definitely sign up. I mean, this is our huge writing event competition that we have, and the submission deadline is next Sunday. Whether you're wanting to write fantasy or romance, you're going to have your chance to win. So we're going through 3 rounds. You're going to get free feedback from the judges for your flash fiction story. You're going to get a chance to be a published author in our Faded Fantasy anthology just by applying to this, just by submitting to the contest, which costs you $0 to submit. And then in addition, you get to come watch us in the live stream as we read the semifinalist stories aloud and help us crown the top 2 winners for the Faded Fantasy competition. Our last one was Freaky Friday, which we had so much fun. And we're lucky that we were able to convince the eccentric Mr. Crow to be able to come and host the competition. We'll see. We'll see whether we'll see if he's how he handles the community compared to Jezebel. What I know is he does like shiny things, so should probably make him some offerings. But yeah, everything's linked down below if you guys want to know more about the competition. Like, definitely highly recommend. It's going to be such a cool experience, and we have so many volunteers and logistics and things going into it. So thanks for the shout out, Mast. Really, really appreciate it. I'm looking forward to seeing everyone's stories. I'm looking forward to the competition itself and seeing like all the stories that we have. There's so much creativity in the community, and it is going to be fire. All right, my friends. Well, I appreciate that so much. So on that note, let's see, check. I see it. Hi, what's up, Lillian? Let's see. Have a great trip. Thanks so much, Lillian. I really appreciate you, my friend. Unwritten, you have a great question. If we submit to the Sunday critique now, can we edit the Google Doc throughout the week? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So I actually always highly recommend submit sooner than later. But if you're submitting a link to your Google Doc, then I don't actually look at the pieces before I do a reading, because I like to do cold readings so that way I keep it entertaining and refreshing for myself. I look at the submission entries either the night before or the morning of the critique stream. I let you know, I'll send you the stream details, and then if we get to it, hopefully we get to it based on the number of submissions. But do know that I try to prioritize first-time submissions so that way new writers to the community can kind of see what to expect from the experience. Because I always love inviting new writers in the community so that we have all genres, styles, and skill levels. All right, my friends, my goal is to make the final 12 and finally, hey, Master, I believe in you. I believed in you, my friend. I think you're going to do it. I think you're going to make it. All right, my friends. Well, on that note, I got to get going because I am still on my travel. Well, actually, I'm at the beginning of my travels. But I'll be back tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow morning, I believe. Yeah, so I'm going to be back. I'm in morning, afternoon. So I'll be streaming tomorrow at, I want to say 10:30 a.m. Pacific, 10, 11, 12, 1:30 p.m. Eastern. So if you want to come and join me for a shorter early morning writing sprint, come join me. I'll be here and we'll see, because I'm loving this chapter. I want to get through this chapter. So come join me tomorrow. And thank you all for joining me, but I got to go. So unfortunately, that brings us to the end of the stream. Don't forget, words are wind, but stories are forever. I'm Kaufman, and I'll catch you on the morrow. Stay creative, writers.
Right now.
Right
Right now.
Right now.
now.
Right now.
Right now.
Because it's time.